1970, we sure we did before fruit. Knowledge for selfish, for sure we did do the work. Auditorium to basement of all faculty of law. We did represent, stand tall anywhere we go. Work hard and we shine, commitment, dedication. Neurosurgery, comedy, music, Nollywood. SOTK, Dr. Call, MC Casino. We did represent, stand tall anywhere we go. Great Uniben, great Uniben, great Uniben, great Uniben.
Hello, viewers. Welcome to another episode of the Uniben Alumni Series. This is a program where we we celebrate alumni of the great University of Benin who listen to their Uniben story, and hopefully it inspires current students and also alumni of the institution and whoever watches the show. And on today's episode, we have a man that used to be a comrade. I don't know if he's still a comrade.
I'm
uh,
still a government.
yeah,
Still a government.
okay, we have he's the founder and CEO of Shevlux Media Limited, and he's the chairman, board of editors of the Meridian Spy newspaper. He holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in history from the Faculty of Arts, University of Benin. He's comrade, since he's still a comrade, I will address him as that. He's comrade Sonny
Yes, yes.
Ibeh Jr. Thank you very much, comrade, for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Mr. Kevin, for having me.
Thank you. Let's start with your Bachelor's of Arts degree in history. Why history? Why did you choose to study
Um,
history?
you should know as someone that's a product of Uniben, you should know that ordinarily I didn't choose history. I
Okay.
didn't choose history. I was doing my first attempt at the University of Benin admission was political science and public
Okay.
admin. I mean, in 2009, that was the first attempt. Unfortunately, after passing JAM and I had a 50 plus in the post UME, I wasn't
Yeah.
given admission. So I now switched to law.
Mm.
It was law I wanted after then. So I tried law Uniben, I tried law Delsu, I tried law Nandazikiwe University
Mm.
with my JAM score being very high and then post UME being very okay. But unfortunately, I wasn't given admission. So I came back again to
Mm.
University of Benin to try law, to try ISD, International Studies and Diplomacy. I said
Okay.
I had explored the law thing, it's not working. So it was at that attempt of ISD that I was finally given history. You
History.
know, both disciplines are in the same department,
The same
but
department,
different
yeah.
course areas. Yes,
Uh,
yes.
yeah.
So that was how I found myself studying history in the
Okay.
University of Benin.
You actually wanted to study law, as you just said,
Yes.
even trying other institutions. What was the push for law? Where was the motivation coming from? What made you want to study law?
Well, I think inherently, I'm fashioned, or let's say, I was wired to study law because right from
Mm.
my childhood days, I used to be very, very, very sound in terms of argument, and naturally, I have this flair and proficiency in logic, sound logic,
Yeah.
validity in terms of philosophy. And that was why even my borrowed courses as history student, my borrowed philosophy courses, I did excellently well. So such proficiencies, such advantage were things that actually propelled me into going for law.
For law. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And when you were eventually given history, you did not write JAM again. You just settled in there, I guess.
Well, I was given history at an age I felt that it was already late So why would I go and be writing them again? As someone from a humble background, a first child from a humble background, you have 4 other persons coming behind you and all of that. So I just have to leverage the history and get the best out of it.
Okay. Still on issues concerning your choices. Why did you choose the University of Benin?
University of Benin. Well, first, University of Benin has been one of the universities in Nigeria I hold in IST. I am very, very proud of the University of Benin. And up till today, in fact, some people would see me and they will say I'm being intoxicated with the fact that I attended the University of Benin. I walk shoulder high with, with pride and dignity that I'm a product of the University of Benin. So aside from universities like OAU, University of Ibadan, and a few of them, I think University of Benin is in that category, whereby if you actually pass through the system, you will come out being a transformed person. And so I was motivated within this purview of things to choose the University of Benin for my studies.
Okay. Talking about passing through the institution, what can you say those things you learned from the university? What are those things that were instilled in you as a student of the University of Benin?
Well, they are uncountable. They are numerous. I have a cornucopia of them. I have an avalanche of them. I have a flurry of them. University of Benin apparently transformed my life, and that's why till today I'm grateful for the gift of University of Benin. I tell people that whenever I discuss with the people that graduated from other schools, I tell them that University of Benin is a different system, that you being inside the system or passing through the system alone, allowing the system to pass through you, even without a certificate, your life will not remain the same. I tell people that University of Benin is a melting pot whereby you meet people from different regions in Nigeria. You meet people from different countries. Back then in Faculty of Art, we had some students from Cameroon, some African countries, from Ghana. And so it was a confluence or a kind of IOCs of civilization. So you learn a whole lot. So the system transformed my skill in the areas of leadership, in the areas of writing, oratorical prowess, and building relationship. Most of the skills I have today, most of the life hacks I employ my day-to-day activities, most of them were gotten from my sojourn at the University of Benin. And it's eventually transformed my life, like I had said earlier.
Yeah. Okay, you mentioned that the institution helped groom you up when it comes to leadership. And
Yeah.
I know you were part of the NAS Zombie as at then when it was still South, and
Yes.
Southeast
Yes.
zone,
Yes.
part of the ESCO in the zone. What
Yes.
motivated you to go into student politics, into activism, as says is?
Yeah, when you asked me a question about what motivated me to go law, perhaps I did not add that I've always loved to fight against injustice, marginalization. I hate people being maltreated. I hate seeing people being subjugated. You understand? I hate subserviency, oppressional subserviency. So when, as someone that has flair for leadership, when I ventured into the University of Benin, entered the University of Benin, I was on the lookout for, a platform whereby I can serve and also contribute my quota in terms of, changing the narrative in the educational system of Nigeria. So I actually did not start. I started from the department. I was the Department of History Director of Welfare. And then from there, I was approached to become the president and then the faculty president, which I declined. I said no, because my dream ab initio had been to become the SUG president of the University of Benin at some point. But because of the structural and administrative changes, I had to let that dream go. So having served as a director of a welfare history department and also been a stakeholder and a key figure in the Faculty of Art Politics, and by extension and substantially the SUG2, I moved to NANS, and then I now I emerged as director of sports of NANS Zombie. under the leadership of Pedro Chibuzobi as the then coordinator. So it was clearly a passion for service to change narratives and rewrite the wrongs.
Okay. Uh, I want to talk a bit about the new NAS structure, where the zone has been splitted into the South have their own zone now, and the Southeast have their zone. Do you think that will bring more comfort to the student, that will promote the students' welfare and agitation better, or is just for more leadership floor for the student leaders?
Well, I've been very critical about NANS lately, and if you watch, you're my friend on Facebook and social media, I've deliberately stopped talking about NANS for personal reasons, because the truth is I have my reservation on how the organization is being run currently. When some of us entered NANS or participated in NANS politics, we did so because of the passion for service, to leave a legacy behind, not because of avarice or things we stand to gain. No. So the division of NANS Zone B currently, if you ask me, I will tell you it's just for administrative convenience, just like Lugard did during the indirect rule and during the British colonial rule in Nigeria. Lord Lugard carried out some reforms that were purely for administrative convenience, not that it is meant to benefit the students on campus. No, it is for me, I feel it is to make the student leaders have an administrative convenience to be able to, do their things and all of that. It has little to do with students benefiting from it. That's my view.
Okay. Let's go back to the University of Benin. Now you are into media, journalism, communication, and all that. And I know earlier in the interview you mentioned how the institution helped shape your writing skills. And so when was that twist? When was that curve that you finally settled to be dominant with the media space? Because right now you're a professional media practitioner. So when did you have that switch in career, and what actually influenced you to be a journalist or to be a communications expert?
Well, as a person, I'm though not everybody would know, some would know, I'm a very inherently talented human being. I have skills in different natural skills, natural proficiencies in different areas. So one thing I've done over the years is to leverage on these skills, and then try to, build them and then, navigate through them. Actually, writing has been my thing right from day one. I think I can trace my writing back to 2006 when I started scribbling on papers, trying to put down. There was a novel I started writing. Then I just finished secondary school, and though the novel did not see the light of the day in terms of being published, but it was a kind of genesis of my own writing story. Then when I gained admission into the University of Benin, it became a new face. It became a new face into the whole media and communication stuff. For example, when Right Honorable Governor Godfrey Ame was the Speaker of the Supreme Parliament of the University of Benin, he gave me a platform on the student Supreme Parliament magazine, where I published 2 articles and a poem or something. So I think that was my first publication on print media. So it emboldened me and it gave me the push to continue. And aside that, I also did at the department, I was the editor-in-chief of the history magazine titled The Historia. So I mobilized talent in the department for that magazine. So University of Benin propelled, and also, positioned me for a greater fit in the media and communication industry. And I would say that it was the genesis of the whole thing.
Okay. Let's talk about your fond memories at the institution. You're a politician, student leader. I know your social life was still up there. What are those fond memories that you can still remember and at times? Because for me, when I'm having conversation with my friends, I will just talk about some events that happened and we'll just laugh and smile over it. for you, what event, what situation can you remember that you hold dearly, or you can still look back and smile over?
Well, there are a lot of them. I didn't stay in the school hostel. I was staying at a Kosodi. So, but then in our hostel at a Kosodi, that student life, that communal living, whereby you can knock at the door of the other person, what did you cook? I have stew. Do you have rice? I have soup. I have gari? Do you have soup? You know, and sometimes at the evening, in the evening, we'll go to play football in front of our hostel. Then also during the departmental soccer tournament and the faculty soccer tournament, I participated in football, and it was very fun. And the whole leadership setup where I participated in the University of Benin, where we influence policies, we influence decision, and actually place the department and the faculty on the pedestal of greater heights. There were some of those fun stuff that I hold so dearly to my heart. There are a whole lot of them, a whole lot of them. So sometimes I sit and reminisce, and then I just feel like going back to test them again and then come back to the present state of my life.
Still on that, what part do you miss most during your time at the institution?
Well, what will I say? I would say is the hostel communal living style at Ekosudi. The hostel communal, I miss it a whole lot. I miss it a whole lot.
Okay, let's talk about your profession. Media today, and especially in a country like ours, Nigeria, it's not an easy task. It's not something that is quite easy, and at times journalists, media practitioners do not have the protection that their counterparts in other climes do have. I know there are political challenges, there are financial inducements from politicians or from high-end individuals that usually influences some of the stories or some of the reports that we as average Nigerians get to receive. But for you as a practitioner who is inside, who is an insider, what are the other challenges? What are the big challenges that the profession faces in our country?
If you've touched them apparently, and it is the fact that especially in Nigeria and perhaps a couple of African countries, we've emboldened this culture, we've entrenched this culture of compromising the media, for political gains, to score political cheap points, for political advantages, and it is something that is very, very worrisome. It's something that we should be perturbed about. These days you see journalists being sentimental. You see journalists being, compromising towards a particular end, all because of maybe financial gains, financial inducement, and all of that. And it's a big problems. And then
yes.
our politicians.
I don't know if I may add, please. Some of these politicians now even set up media outlets. So,
yes.
So it's quite, I know it's quite
yes.
difficult. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And that's why you see, for example, like the Nation's newspaper, you cannot see any news against the president. You cannot see any news, even when it's true. You cannot see any agitation or critical rights or criticizing the policies of the president. They rarely do that. And also for TVC news, you understand, it is because the president is one of the shareholders, if not the absolute owner of those media houses. So we have a lot of them, politicians trying to, and they are doing that intentionally to cover their back and to give them leverage in terms of their political journey. And I can tell you for free that it is very, very unhealthy for our democracy. It is dangerous for our federalism. And so these and more are some of the challenges we've been facing. So it takes scruples for you as a journalist or a media personnel to stand on your ground and follow your conscience to defend what is actually right against the crowd or the multitude that are tilting towards where the money is.
Yeah. That's quite unfortunate. Lastly,
yes.
let's talk about the balance. How to balance the demands of journalism with the need for accuracy and fairness, because today the publication of fake news is on the rise, and with social media, everyone is a journalist with social media. People put out things irrespective of the accuracy of the story or the balance of it, they just put it out there. So how do we balance all this? I know you guys as media practitioners will be talking within yourselves, but also, if I may just add, what about the National Assembly talking about bill, a bill to I can't place the name, what they call it, about social media trying to siphon the voice of
Yeah.
social media bill. Do you think that will help the profession?
Okay, firstly, talking about what to be done in terms of, sanitizing the journalism and media, landscape in Nigeria. I feel the NUJ is doing something currently. Before now, even with your degree as someone from history, someone from law, you can register as a member of Nigeria Union of Journalists. But as I speak to you, you must have a degree in mass communication. It's a must.
Okay.
If you don't have a
Okay.
degree, either a master's in mass communication or a diploma, at least a diploma in mass communication, to be able to be a member, to register as a member of Nigerian Union of Journalists.
No,
By so doing, it filters, some of the chaps away, and then it brings in people who have the professional training on board. Then concerning that of the social media bill, I've read that over time, and then I laugh over it because, these people pushing this thing, we don't trust them, and we know how our politicians behave. So it is just all for their own selfish and rapacious benefits. It's just for them to protect themselves, to shield themselves from public criticisms, which is also a hallmark for democracy. You cannot have a true democracy whereby there will be no opposition, whereby there will be no criticism. You just want to lead or rule the way you want to. It is very, very dangerous. So it's not something that is welcoming as far as I'm concerned, and I believe that it will not stand the test of time. People should have the liberty to constructively criticize the government and its policies. Citizens should be at liberty to do that without being gagged by the political class. So
Thank
that
you
bill
very
is
much.
that.
Thank you very much, Comrade Sonny Ibeh. It has been wonderful speaking with you. Thank you
It's
for
my
creating
pleasure.
time to be part of us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I've been speaking with Comrade Sonny Ibeh, former NAS Zombie executive member who is a student of the University of Benin. And he is the founder, CEO of Shevlux Media Limited and chairman, board of editors, Meridian Spy newspaper. Continue to subscribe to our channel, bringing more exclusive interviews with Uniben alumni. Bye for now.
1970, we sure we did the forefront. Knowledge for selfish, for sure we did the work. Auditorium to basement of all faculty of law.